Woo! Miss Davis! Come on, Miss Davis. How you get in the studio before me? Somebody got it. Miss Davis, if you get in the studio before me, why don't you just get it started? She could have just got it started. Get the party started. Turn it up. How's she gonna get to the party and not let everybody else in? Oh, it's so good to see you, Miss Davis. Thank you, thank you, thank you for holding it down. It has been quite a day. You know me. Yeah, started it at 4 a.m. Gotta be consistent. Kept it moving. Yesterday, started it at 4 a.m. with my good friend. Headed to Carl Nelson's show. Miss Davis was with me there yesterday too. How you doing, Miss Davis? You did that too. You did that too. You showed out the Carl Nelson show yesterday. Good job. You did it. You said, "Oh, I don't know if I can do the early morning." See, you showed out. Yes. You did it. Great job. Yeah. It's early in the morning. Push yourself. That's right. Because you're a soldier. You are a superstar. You're a superstar. Jenny Jones is a superstar.
The only time now that I come on Carl's show, at that time, I don't know if I can do that. Only because of you.
Oh, that's so positive. That's so positive. Exactly. We got to let them know. That's exactly. You want Stone Mountain, Georgia. You got to get J.B. Bryan, too. You got to get it all. You got to get the home.
Times got changed, though.
Yeah, but it's, hey, everything must change. You hear that, Jenny? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Did you hear that voice? Nothing stays the same. Can you do that? Can you do that, Jenny?
I see, girl. I'm so proud of
you,
Jay.
Can you do that? Everything must change. That's what Carl said. Nothing stays the same. The old become the young. That's what happens in my world. The old become the young. That's right. We age backwards in Afroeconomics. We age backwards. We age backwards. Yes, indeed.
I love it.
Yes, indeed. We age backwards. Have you ever noticed that when you get it Afroeconomics, all of a sudden you wake up and you go, woo! You look younger and younger. And you didn't know what it was. It was because of Afroeconomics. Because of Afroeconomics. It's just part of the membership. An extra token. And that's the benefit of today's discussion, is about getting to know what is important to you. Like me listening to you about your value system financially. Like, because we're at the middle of the year. And I was like, I bet I am the first financial advisor to do a mid-year financial report, right? Because everybody always wants to do a mid-year financial report at the end of the month. But we're doing a mid-year financial report at the beginning of the month, because it is the beginning of the 6th month. This is the beginning of the half point of the year. So let's start thinking about, what do we want for the rest of this year? Are we on track for everything that we set? Remember when we had our member meeting in DC and we were like, what do we want to do? What do we want to accomplish this year? What's important to us? What's our value system? It can't be just about What is the Dow's yield? What is, what is our, return year to date for the Dow? What is our return year to date for the S&P? What is our year to date return, but what is your year to date return for your own effort? What is the effort that you've put out on the things that you want to accomplish for yourself financially? And where are you with that? What have you accomplished? And what can I do to help you continue to move forward on that? But I also, I know, because there's, Weeda's like, yeah, but you better also share some screen on some numbers. So I'm gonna share some screen. So let's look at this. I'm gonna give you some. So the year to date on the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down, not as bad as you think. And this is as of last week, as of Friday's close. 8.6. And then the NASDAQ, 22. But it's like, really, if we look deeper in it, it's about 10 or less stocks in the NASDAQ index that's really creating, this 22% dip. We got some major companies that really create this movement for the NASDAQ. The S&P 500 down 12%, the 500 largest companies in the US. And this graphic is, just for last week. No, that's positive numbers. It was a nice week last week. I go away to a conference and God had mercy on me, gave me a nice, pleasant week that my clients got to enjoy a nice week. But we see the interest rates going up on treasuries as well. So, interest rate, even if we looked at the 30-year, long term, last I looked at just on mortgage rates, they're almost doubled for the year on the 30-year mortgage. So, interest rates have had, a huge move year to date as far as your 30-year mortgage. Interesting. So, somebody actually made a decision. Mr. Jones, oh, I want to, no, I did not cut my hair. I just patted it in. No, your fro is not bigger than mine. I'm just patted in. So don't even think about it. Your fro. The only person in here whose fro is bigger than mine is Miss Davis. Let's get that straight. He's like, wouldn't it be funny if you left the room? You clicked out. You're like, you're just disrespectful. Click and left the room.
Why would I click out?
But that would be so funny. Like there's a fro competition. But it is funny though. Y'all make my fro look small. But I did pat it in. But people have been asking me that all day. Oh, you cut your hair. Oh, you cut your hair. Like, no, I'm very good at patting. You get up close, you see, it's like, why is that girl smushing her hair like that? But on Zoom, it doesn't make a difference. It looks like, oh, that's a nice haircut. But up close, it probably looks like a smear. Like, oh, what a push down. Oh, look at y'all greeting each other. So what I was, referring when Mr. Jones knocked at the door. Speaking of doors, is that mortgage interest rates. Like there are people, and I've had several Afroeconomics members like say this to me, that the interesting thing is that they're working on a home purchase. there goes there goes DC as DC's finest doing what they do.
I can't believe y'all can hear that. I have headphones on.
So much for noise cancellation, right? You're like, but look, you better be glad because that could save your life one day. You do not need to cancel out sirens that could be coming to your building to save you.
JB, there is no way I can cancel out sirens.
Good,
It's
good,
outside my window.
good.
It's outside my window.
But sometimes, like some people like those things that go in your ear. I really worry about people because they can't hear anything. So there'd be people like bamming at their door. And unfortunately, in my 20s, I was in a fire. I was in an apartment building that burned down. And I worry about people who are like just in their room, like by themselves, and they just have those things in their ear. Like, you know what I mean?
No. For me, when I ride my bike, when I walk, there is no music. There is nothing in my ears.
Good.
I have to know what's going on around me.
It's too much.
At all-
Yeah.
Yeah, at all times.
I use these things called shocks, and they go around my ear, and then somehow my ear for athletics, for outside, and they go on your bone, and you can hear the music, but it does not go in your ear, and nobody else hears it either, and it goes right into your bone. I'm gonna send you the name of it. It's like something shock, and it goes right on your bone. It's amazing. It kind of works like a hearing aid, I guess.
Okay.
Like a person uses a hearing aid, but it's amazing technology. And I think, and then so you can hear when, you're safe if you're running, you're walking, you're on your bike or whatever, all athletic gear should be like that. We can't hear you, Jenny. She's going at it. We can't hear you. Okay, tell us. I hope she ain't saying nothing bad. So, we're also, so from a mid-year perspective, the smaller company stocks are continuing to lead the way downward, unfortunately. But that is because we're still living in a very interest rate sensitive environment. But last week, there was actually some confidence in the business environment that maybe the Federal Reserve will back off on doing another interest rate increase. So that's what we see. We saw a little confidence in, in the stock market last week, and we kind of, started picking up a little bit. But I don't know, that because there are reports that not all Federal Reserve members are committed to being as aggressive as the Chairman Powell is, as he is about continually being aggressive about these rate hikes. So that's good. Like the guy over the Atlanta Federal Reserve, has actually even written some letters about why don't we stop this, and as soon as in September. And I'm with them. Maybe I should write a letter.
Yes.
I should.
Yes.
Look, I know. That's true.
Yes.
I'm going to write a letter. I agree with Bostic of the Atlanta Fed president that we should pause the interest rate increases. A pause in the interest rate increase would be appropriate. I just got to get it right, but I'm going to put it out there. That's it.
Yes.
In reality, that's how a voice is established. You create a voice for yourself. We really don't have a voice. If I don't create the voice, then who does, right? Who else do we have? Who else is really saying that, or what? Who else is really saying? Who in our leaders in our community is really saying, hello, Mr. Federal Reserve Chairman, have you looked a little bit closer at the impact that this is having on our community in such an intense level? I mean, I understand your approach, but it's, really hurting us a lot more because we're not seeing a wage increase. So I know you want to slow down. I know that you want to slow down this inflation problem that you have, but we have a wage problem. We have a wage problem for the rest of us. Many of us, even the people who are going around buying these expensive luxury cars in our community, aren't making much more than they were making 20 years ago if they adjusted it for inflation. They just don't know it. So when they get to, these little increases in their pay, they think they're getting a raise, but when you adjust it for cost of living, you're not living any better than you were 10, 20 years ago. So, we have to look a little bit deeper and stop just accepting, I can buy everything that I need as long as I can finance it. As long as I have this good job, then I can just make these payments and then die, and then we go on to another generation. I was just riding down the street this morning, and I was just thinking how many generations have to come along. Live, die, live, die, live, die. Just live, work, die. Live, work, die. There's got to be more to life than that. We have to have something more to contribute to this planet than this. We're just living and working to finance these things. We have to reprocess things and start working on development of things that can last forever, because we're just working. So if we are a generation of people who just focus on working, there's nothing left behind when we die. We need things. We need patents. We need trademarks. We need businesses. We need books. We need poems. We need short stories. We need long stories. We need things. We need things. We need videos. We need songs. We need laughs. We need experiences. We're just walking away. I mean, it's got to be more. Maybe that's why our young people are having such a hard time, because we're so busy out here just working and buying things and financing things that we can't afford. And we're not spending time getting to know these kids. And then the kids don't get to, and they don't really care about all the stuff that you're buying. They really just want you. They'd be okay on a little chicken farm. They really just want you. I mean, it is possible that their value system is better than ours. We could at least try to say, okay, we're going to allow them to have a better value system. We could give them a better chance. We could give them a better chance that they can start their life not broke. Because when I started my career, I was already broke. I already had school loans I had to pay back. That's broker than broke. Broke, I guess, is just no money. when you have school loans, you're broker than broke. And then because you just broke, like you're negative. I was negative. So I was like trying to get back to zero. And when like you start and you're trying to get back to zero, it's like you easily can spend the rest of your life just trying to get back to zero.
Wow.
You see it all the time. And we see all these like superstars who like have all this stuff and all they're trying to do is get back to zero. Because, they got all of this stuff and they just keep buying all of this stuff. And then when they die, they go, oh, man, I can't believe they were broke. Why can't you believe they were broke? They have like $2 billion worth of stuff. They haven't sold an album in they didn't do an album in 5 years. The last time they put out a movie was 10 years ago. They've been like acting like they famous for the last 20 years. When is the last time they really made any money? And you're surprised they're broke? Just because they have like all this stuff, all these bills they're trying to pay?
But what about JB when you're not famous and you haven't been to college, and I'm talking about me, haven't been to college. I see this ad in the newspaper. You want to travel and get into the hotel industry. This is for you. And I go I sign up for the class. But it's not what it was turned out to be. So that was it when I was in New York. Then when I moved to DC, I get a letter from the Board of Education. You owe XYZ for this class you took such and such.
Yeah.
So I wrote them a letter back. Do you know they sent me a check? The Board of Education sent me a check.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I told them, I said, they charged me this money to take this loan. And I'm asking them why do I need this loan? And they said it was for your it was like my utensils and my books and stuff. So I got from them. I got 2 paperback books in a 9-pound book bag.
Oh,
and I put that in the letter.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. And then they went to that school and they collected. Good for them. Good for them. Do you know how many kids now have jacked up credit because they wouldn't write that letter? Because they never wrote that letter. Good for you. Good for you for writing. We will not put it in writing. And that's the punishment for us not putting it in writing. Like we have a member now, and she went over someone's home and she fell through the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not offer their insurance to her. And it's their floor that was harmed. Like she fell through, their floor was covered. Like they had a rug over a weak spot in their floor. And she fell through the floor. It's lucky that it wasn't even worse. Like she could have died. And I said, like, go to the doctor, and if you miss work, you have to call a lawyer because you have been injured. You know what I mean? In the home. And she said, but they're my friend and they're my friend. I said, well, in reality, they should be offering this to you. That's what their insurance is for. If they cared about you, they should be doing this for you, But I don't know if she's going to, do it or not. But I'm so glad that she reached out to me because I'm hoping that what I said will ring through her mind that that's what it's for. That's what it's for. Like, I'm just so glad that, and she showed me the picture. She's bleeding and everything. I can't believe that they didn't say, like, here's our insurance company. You know what I mean? Ask them what you should do. Blah, blah, blah. But that's what we should do, As Afro-economics members, you ever find yourself in that situation, let's reach out to each other. You know what I mean? And like think through it together, because timing on those type of things is everything. If you don't get a lawyer involved and go to a doctor in a timely manner, you could damage yourself for life, financially and physically. And it's, really bad. And we do that a lot. So we have to, we have to do, better to take care of each other. That's what it's for. That is why when you get something, you have to get insurance on it. That's what the insurance is for. It's not just for just for the car. Somebody driving down the street, get a car accident. You know what I'm saying? The insurance is because you actually, anything could happen. You have to have, insurance. Like anything could happen. Somebody could just be sitting in your car and somebody drive past your car sitting and be hurt in your car. It's still, you need to have insurance on your car. Even if they're going to claim it on the other vehicle, you still need to have insurance on your car. In your house, they could be in your house, but you need to have your house up to par, and you need to have insurance on your house. But to think that your friend gets hurt in your house and you don't think you should protect your friend is wrong. That's not being a friend. We have to do better by one another. We should be offering it up. I remember one time I was looking down at my phone in my car and I rolled right out in front of this guy and he hit my front end. And I got out the car and I said, I am so sorry. Here's my insurance information. And I felt so bad for him because it was such an old car and his car was done. And I was going maybe 2 miles per hour, but his car was done. His car spun all the way. It was way his door was in his back seat. It's just, the car was that old. And the back door was where the car just went way off alignment. I don't even know how he got out. It just slipped all the way. And I was just sliding, being 20 something. And all I could do was apologize. And that's what insurance is for. But even at that age, I felt responsible. Where do we feel like we should not be responsible for our mistakes? We have to grab that back and take ownership for that. I mean, to me, there's nothing that feels better than when you take responsibility for your own mistake. And one thing that it does is it makes you more conscious of what you do, because you ain't gonna do much when you're responsible for mistakes. And I deal with millions of dollars every day. And because I have always had to deal with responsibility like that all my life, all my professional life, I've been responsible for people's assets, that it's, makes me slow down. But I just feel like that should be a basic. When that doesn't click with someone, I really worry about them. We really shouldn't spend time with people who are not like that. If they don't have basic consciousness, a sense of responsibility to people, or if you know somebody and they get mad because somebody got hurt in their house, you know what I mean, and they filing, to like insurance, like if they got hurt in their house, it's like, oh my goodness, and they're mad at them, and they're like, man, they came over and they fell down off the back porch, and now they calling the insurance company and everything. What in the world? And you're mad at them because they fell off your jacked up porch. Your jacked up porch with no railing and a messed up step, and now they got to deal with back problems. We could do a whole thing on insurance, like things like, because that's like, if we realize, like, if you have a pool in your backyard and somebody comes from some other backyard and gets in your pool and they drown and die, that is your fault. And then people go, that ain't it, because that ain't their pool, and that's my yard. And you're ignorant, and you're not even supposed to have a pool. Like, because you're ignorant. Because ignorant, and you're ignorant. And there should be a code. Ignorant people should not have pools. Ignorant people should not have things that expose other people to risk.
See, and that's the thing, baby. It's not even somebody drowning, somebody getting injured.
Yeah.
And then they got a case. Yeah.
Yes. You are supposed to cover it up.
Everything.
It is called an attractive nuisance. Are you like, but that's my yard? Yes. But your yard is supposed to have a great big fence, a cover over the pool, and everything. Yes. You have a whole lot of responsibility. It ain't easy being rich. And then you gotta, you gotta have a really good financial advisor that talks to you about smart stuff like umbrella policies. And do you see people like that who try to be cheap and they go, I don't want no umbrella policy. I don't know umbrella policy. And look, and the umbrella policy costs about $100 a year. $100. $100. Okay. Maybe 150. Isn't that amazing? And they'll just like not have it, and then like when something happens and they lose money, then they're just like, oh, they took that money from me and they trying to sue me, blah blah blah. This wouldn't even be an issue, but you wouldn't even take advantage of it, or you wouldn't even sign up for Afroeconomics for $30 a month. You know what I'm saying? Just to get some valid advice. And you're out there exposed to all that risk. Because we nickel and dime. But I've talked about that before. Like, the risk that you expose yourself for nickel and diming over things. Like, nothing that irritates me more is for people with money who treat themselves like they're broke. Like, you can treat everybody else like you broke, but don't treat yourself like you broke. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't dog yourself out. Like, who else is the money for than for you? Take care of you. So here you are. You've worked hard, but you don't want to buy yourself any vegetables because they cost too much. You don't want to buy yourself any fruit because fruit is overpriced. You don't want to join the gym because that gym is crazy. I can't believe they charge that much. They charge that much for the gym. I hear it's crazy. There's no way I'm gonna pay for that. You don't want to get a computer. You don't want to get a computer because no, not a computer, because the computer costs way too much. I just won't keep up with what I need to look up my accounts and stuff like that. I'll just wait. So what happened? So what happened to Wendy Williams? So what happened to Wendy Williams? She calling in. She calling in. She don't even know how to log into her account. She don't even know how to log into her account. What did I do today? I spend all the time in the world to make sure that my clients, no matter what their age is, know how to log in to their account if they want to know how to log in to their account. Share screen and everything. Patient. Take the time. But you got to want it for yourself.
That is a true statement.
Amen. 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 But a lot of times with Davis, they won't even go and get the machine. I go, this is what we need. This is what we need. Pre-COVID, during COVID, after COVID, and I'm talking about mid-year. Right now, the year has gone on long enough. You need the computer. You need the printer. You need it now. You deserve it. But you can literally get around the printer. You can really get around the printer. We really don't do a whole lot of printing. We really don't. But we definitely cannot get around the computer. And the computer has to have a working camera on it. We got to have a working camera on the computer. Not for Zoom. You have now, like, now we're like the federal government now on their retirement system totally revamped it. I spent hours today trying to help a client get her information so that the federal government will allow her to see her money. We're going to say the day started and ended with them not letting her get to her money. And I know it was hundreds of thousands of people who did not get to their money today. They wanted pictures. They wanted the front of your license. They wanted the back of your license. They want this whole new thing they're doing now. All I could think to myself was, what if there's somebody out there who retired from the government 30 years ago, who is now 90 years old, who is now wondering what the heck is going on, and who in the world gave them the right to do all this changing with my money? But I called them and I held myself for 2 hours and they never picked up. Never picked up. Who in the world has that much patience? I tell the client, don't even worry about it. I'm going to put it on my landline. I'm just going to let it. I'll call you back. Call me back later on today. Just let it sit there. They never picked up. Try another way. Then they said, oh, this picture is not clear enough. She said, what's wrong with this picture? I said, I don't know. Looks clear to me. They said, oh, no, this picture is not clear enough. She said, well, what about if people can't do all this? I said, I don't know. I just thank God I'm here for you, and we're going to figure this out, and we'll go back at it tomorrow. What in the world? I wonder if that'll even make the news. They talked about the healthcare.gov, but this is really more serious than that. There's billions of dollars in that retirement plan. There's nowhere, they would not, there's no way like any other service provider could have got away with that without that hitting the news. That's amazing. They just totally revamping it. Nobody
No.
picking up the phone.
No, JB, who is this?
The government, their TSP.
Who is just Washington D.C. area? Is this
Oh no!
United States?
Or the whole the whole government, the entire thrift savings plan for the government. They totally revamped the entire plan. They closed it down for 2 weeks. This is the day it opened back up, and they're not answering the phone. I want somebody. Oh Lord, y'all, I'm sorry. Everybody been chatting to y'all, and I've been like, I'm sorry. How you doing, Cheryl? Cheryl, I'm tripping. How you doing, Mr. Yancey? I just been talking. I just love y'all. That's some Benjamin Button stuff. But I would like to establish some streams of income. I know, Mr. Yancey. You see me, I was just over here in our own world. You see, look. Mr. Jones, I'm too much, ain't I? Like, just like, they're probably like, JB, hello.
And you're not too much. It's too much truth. That hurt.
My, what's Miss Golightly doing? And worked not to hear. Oh. See, Star, you gonna get hurt. She said she don't want to hear the co-workers. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna take that down quick. Girl, I got to protect you. Oh, she said, girl. She said she puts on them earbuds. She can't hear nothing. Oh, Ms. Neville said, what does the umbrella cover? The umbrella policy covers everything. That's why they call it umbrella. But all of your other coverages have to be full coverage. And we can talk about that in our next meeting. The hopefully it's coming up soon. Yeah, I'm licensed in PNC, all the insurances. Yes, indeed. How you doing, Mr. Walton? Good to see you in the house tonight. Mr. Lewis. Indeed. Mr. Lewis building his own thing. He is building it.
I got a question, baby.
Yes, indeed.
How was your trip in Orlando?
You know what? We never did anything except for work.
Okay.
Other than some stuff that I did with Michael. It wasn't my idea. He'll have to tell you about that. I'm not letting him in here because he would tell you. He has been going around telling people way too many details. We were at this cookout. He was like, hey, JB's not going to be happy that I told you this, but let me tell you this. This is what we did. I said, oh, I was like, you're not going to tell him. He's like, oh, I was like, whoa.
Okay.
So, don't ask him. Don't ask him in a group of people. How was your trip? Don't ask him. Actually, don't ask. Yeah, don't ask him till you see him in D.C. or somewhere, one-on-one. So how was that trip to Orlando, man? Be ready.
Okay.
But it was good to get away. But it was a lot. I learned a lot. I was definitely on Geek Squad. I really enjoyed it. I learned it was very motivational. It was good. I think it was good for me because I felt like, whoa, the world is back in business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really was good. I think that, for someone who doesn't like to travel, it was very good for me because it was real. Oh my God! Stop! God, you better stop.
I'll talk to you later.
You made me drop the call. See? Good.
I'll talk to you.
Lord,
My man.
he's. I got to tell somebody.
That was
Oh
funny.
Lord,
That was funny.
I can't believe it. I was like, he is not coming in. He's coming in. Would it have been funny if he like knocked me over? Let me tell you.
Like he come in, go.
Exactly, boom.
Yeah. Here it is.
Exactly. You be like, JD, I know you ain't have to let him do that because you are a power lifter. You know you let him do it. You know you let him do it. Exactly. Come on, JD, push back. Push back. Exactly. That's because I'm losing weight. I've been cutting weight, man. I've been cutting weight.
Oh my God.
I knew I shouldn't have cut weight. You be having me cut. Look, you been having me gaining weight again. Exactly. I knew I should have never lost that weight. Golly. Exactly. Mr. Fleming, how you doing, Mr. Jenkins? The TSP sent emails about the changes last month. Yeah, they sent emails. They said the system should be available next week. No, they said June 1st. That's what they told us last week. They told the client, call back June 1st. And then today when we called, they said that please hold. It'll be longer than expected. Did not say they weren't up. Yep. I think, Mr. Jenkins, you are an informant. Mr. Jenkins is an informant. You have been placed here. Look, like that movie. You know what I'm saying? Let me watch the door. I'm going to watch the door. Y'all better watch the door. Mr. Fleming, he said, remember long ago when they shut all the things down? Yeah, and recently they did go overseas and gave people $50 a day. What if they put us on lock and open back up, and take your money? Exactly. Mr. Fleming, nothing surprises me anymore. He said, Mr. G said, not hardly. All right. That's what that guy said. Isn't that what he said? Right, Mr. Jones? Isn't that what he said? He was like, nah.
Indeed.
He did, exactly. You gonna have to do some more. You got to do some more to impress us with that. Give me some money. Exactly. How much money he got to give us? A lot. Exactly. You know how that other guy got in? That guy got in because he had that car. So I can't go the money route. Remember he had a car, they needed a car, and the government gave him a car.
Oh, wait.
In Panther.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Judas.
Yeah. The car. Yeah. They should have been suspicious. Like, how did this Negro get that car? They should have.
I would have been.
Thank you. And a nice car at that. They should have checked all the way back.
You know what's funny though? I just recently re-looked at that movie, and they did trick him on it, and he got out of it. He got out of it.
Exactly. Because they did, like the girl, I think, right? She said, wait a minute. The girl was suspicious, right?
Right.
And they made her back off or something. Yeah.
He talked his way out of it in the car. With the guns on him. Yeah.
Was.
I just recently looked at it. It's funny you brought it up.
Yeah. That was crazy though. Yeah, because they saw him robbing them in the bar. That's what she caught him. She caught him She remembered him from robbing them in the bar. Yeah.
Not her, but somebody they went to a meeting with the other crew.
That's true. They had seen him. That's so true. That's so
yeah.
true. And they said, that's his so and so. That's so true.
Right.
And you know why they didn't believe it?
Why is that?
Because he had the car. Well, look. Why didn't they just keep the car and get rid of him? Why, you know what I'm saying? Why didn't you just keep the car? You know, but literally, that just shows you we're not real gangsters. We're not gangsters at heart. We're not gangsters. Like, we're just not that tight. Like, we're just not there in most cases. You know what I'm saying? Because real gangsters would be like, you know what? You get out, and it's not even negotiable. The car stays. You don't take the car. What are you talking about? We need the car. We don't need you.
You don't take the car. You don't take yourself.
You don't.
You don't leave.
Yeah, exactly. You are out. You just be lucky. You know what I'm saying? You live. That's real gangster. But we're just not like that. That's why I couldn't do it. Because if you can't be all that, then you can't do that. And that's the problem. People who are not all that try to do that, then you can't do it. You're never going to be successful. I'm really good, so I have to stay good. I'm really good at being good. I got to be good. I'm no good at being bad. So why even try it? Like, you know what I'm saying? But people are gangsters and then they try to be good. It's very hard. Gangsters have to be just like really hard. Do you like that movie Snowfall? Did you like that show?
I didn't look at that.
But that's basically where it came down to. Like, Franklin would try to be nice, and that's where it came to at the end. Oh, that's so good. You have to go back and watch the whole thing. And every time, like, Franklin would try to be like a great person, like the nice guy, it always would never work for him. You know what I'm saying? And at the end, he was like, hey, I tried to be that way. I'm not that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to work. If you're a good person, be a good person. Don't try to be, you know what I mean, a good person doing a bad thing. That makes you're a bad person. You can't do that. You cannot be both. It's not a movie. Life is not a movie. You're a good person. Be a good person.
That's right.
You know? And I think that kids get really confused with that. Because they see these movies and they think, oh, these gangsters can be a good person. No, they cannot. Gangsters kill people. They sell drugs. Drugs kill people. Drugs kill people. Drugs are drugs. Drugs are toxic. Drugs kill people. They make people's insides die. Drugs ruin families. Drugs ruin the whole neighborhood. Drugs ruin, you know what I'm saying? And if we would like just fully communicate that, then drugs would be out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paula said that they use the N-word in Snowfall too much. Look, exactly. You know what? You know, in my own secret world, everybody, I'm not going to really elaborate on that, but everybody knows what I feel about the N-word. I can do it, what Franklin said, and die early. Yeah.
We don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear it. Exactly. Exactly. Because I'm a good person.
No, please save us. No, please save us.
Exactly. He said in the bad. Oh, Snowfall in the bad Jerry curl. That's only Jerome is the only one that has a bad Jerry curl wig. Snowfall is a good show. You can't hate on Snowfall. Snowfall is good. That Snowfall, that is like one of the best shows ever made it to TV, man. John Singleton, I think that he was the producer, but he passed away like midway through it.
John Singleton?
Yeah.
Wow.
He put his foot down on that one.
Did not know that.
And then he passed away.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, you missed it because it's on that off. It's like on Hulu or like something like that. Like, it's
FX.
I think it's FX. It's FX.
It's FX. And I just never watched it.
Yeah, you will really enjoy it.
I probably would.
Yeah. You would because you would. And so in our mid-year, I really want us to focus on where are you in your assessment of what you want to accomplish for this year. How have you communicated to me what you feel about risk, what you feel about financial stability, what you feel about your financial goals, what you feel about your financial future, what you feel about your benefits at work. One person was sharing with me today because I was one of the key things I like for us to do in your membership is to maximize the things at work. So we're having a lot of challenges in getting all of her options. So I had to share. I said, well, let's just share screen. Let me show you something. So she logged me in. She knew how to log in to her work plan. And then I showed her the screen for her investment options. We downloaded the investment options and their historical performance. And then we put it into the secure form, the file cabinet that is included in the membership. And then our next meeting, we'll go over how I think she should allocate her options at work. And she said, well, my coworker was saying, since they only matched me for 3%, I should only save 3%. That's correct, right? And I said, no. She started laughing. I said, but most people think that. But what does your employer's money have to do with your money? You should save what you save, and their match is just icing on the cake. Their match is just guaranteed return on your money. That's it. But, you should be saving 20% if you can. That's what you want to do. So, I said, let's get this allocation straight, but brace yourself. We got to get that up. We got to get it up. So thank you all so much. We had a good mid-year discussion. Let's do more of that. Think about risk. Think about safety. Think about stability. Think about character. Think about what's important to you. Think about your generational wealth. Think about avoiding debt. Think about what is important to you and your family. Think about the footprint you want to leave on this planet. Think about this day and the possibility that this could be the last day of your life. We really cannot take not one more moment for granted. It's true, y'all. Everybody goes, oh, life is short. We don't know. We really don't know.
When I hear that statement, JP, I think like this. If you ask my grandfather or my grandmother, is life short? I think they would say no, it's long and hard.
I know that's right.
Seriously.
So true. So true. But it's so true. I was always thinking there's a whole bunch of people who are like older and are unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Who are just like, is this over yet? They wake up and they're like, damn, I'm still here. So yes, indeed. Do you? We got to make this thing good. And then I mean, I don't want Afro economics to just be about like you're not logging in because you're thinking I don't even want to be thinking about money because I ain't even thinking it's not all about money. I hope that we get that by now. It's about lifestyle. It's about your health as much as it is about your wealth because your health is your wealth. I mean, really, it is. Really, it is. It's like how we live our life. If you live your life right, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You know, you're not going to have to worry about money. Just be happy. Be happy. Don't worry. And we're going to fill in the gaps. But reach out to me and don't ever feel alone. And don't ever feel like, oh, my problems are so big that I can't even talk to JB about it, you know. And I'm glad to see that some of you with the free membership have figured out that if you go in and you renew, I will allow you to renew. But you have to have enough guts to go in and renew it because I will let it expire. I'm not going to just let it stay there active like I used to. You got to be motivated enough to at least ask me, can I stay, can I stay new? Can I stay in? I want us, because we got to go after it. Things don't just come to us in life. We got to go get it. Whatever you want, get it. Let's go get it. Have a wonderful night, a great week, y'all. Be happy. Know that I'm here for you. And Friday morning, our members only meeting. I look forward to it. Have a good night. Take care. Take care, Paula. Good night, Miss Bridget. Good night, Moses. Good night. Moses is safe. Moses is safe. Good night, Miss Fleming. You and Mr. Fleming hug each other tight for me. Love you, love you, love you, Mr. Jones. Take care. Y'all be good. Good night, star. Our shining star. Come on back. Be good, y'all. Good night, Paula's Universe. Be safe. Keep smiling.